Hello guys, this is Avcore, and after playing a little bit, I actually want to do an overview on weapons before I actually jump in and start talking about the weapons themselves as individuals. So you actually have 6 types of weapons. So we'll go into weapons, we'll go into weapon gallery, and I'll explain a little bit about the six types of weapons. Assault rifle, I would honestly say, is your basic all-purpose weapon. Moderate damage, extremely good range, and one of the strongest aspects of this weapon is the reload time. I'll show you real quick. Let me go to weapon details. Where is it at? All right. So when you look at attributes and you reload speed, that's like really high. 76.9 is extremely high. And when we get to the other weapons, I'll show you that this is really high. So I think, as for generic weapons, this is your go-to weapon. The type of mods that the assault weapon provides are pretty straightforward. There's half of them have the roaring thunder dagger, where when you're in close range with enemies, you actually can cut them, which is really good. It can't be used in PvP, which kind of sucks, and which is kind of good at the same time. Another thing about these weapons, they always raise up your crit rate for some reason. I'll show you 2 more that they raise up crit rate. And this lock target is pretty standard. You know, you hit the target, and when you stack it up, it does more damage. And the increased range is pretty standard too. And crit specialization, which is pretty standard. And haste, which is really standard. And firepower advancement is really standard as well. Pretty much a standard weapon. Like, when you see like the SS weapon, it has like more stuff going on. It makes you move faster. And this is actually like a sub flamethrower, which is pretty cool. And it's got burn. And it has the same firing rate and crit specialization as all the other assault rifles. Now let's go to the laser rifles, which are slightly different. Laser rifles themselves are an offshoot of this branch of weapon, but they're pretty good in what they do. One thing you'll know is that they have high damage mods. Like, they'll actually increase your damage. Of course, they increase the crit rate like all of them, and then they have penetration, and it does extra damage to machines, which is really important. That's why sometimes it's better to use this one. I have it maxed out, but I really don't use it except for like specialized situations. Like, it has the damage buff, then it has pierce. So we'll go to another one, and you'll see that it has the same type of mod. It's got lock target, golden, AK dagger, basically the same thing. It amplifies damage, AK mastery, which increases your weapon range. Any character can use the AK rifles. Any assault rifles can be used by any character. So if you don't know what to choose, just use a assault rifle if you really don't know what to do. Now, sniper rifles are really important because they're good for bosses. Sniper rifles are really key for bosses because they do so much damage that they actually get past their low ammo rate, which I'll show. Let me do this one. Like, this weapon itself is different, is kind of unusual because of the high ammo that it possesses. Of course, its reload speed is like moderate, like at 40. But when you look at its attack, and its damage multiplier, that's where, in the pierce as well, is where it really comes in. See, the max ammo is 40. That's really rare. It's kind of like 2 types of sniper rifles. There's these two, the JS, that actually do like moderate damage compared to other let's go to, they do moderate damage, like the damage multiplier is really good, but they have high ammo, like 30 ammo is really high for a sniper rifle. And some of the mods are slightly different, but the main sniper rifle people will tell you and talk about is this guy. That's why I only have 21. I am so sad that I don't have this. Because when you look at his stats, let me go and note that the ammo is like extremely low, which is like 4. Which just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But this damage multiplier is extremely high. Extremely. And his reload speed is low, but it doesn't matter. This weapon does so much damage that it really doesn't matter. It just really doesn't matter. This is used for boss fights. Mainly. It's not really that great in PvP. Canon is like one of the premium PvP weapon types. So when you look at his mods, it's like you increase your pierce. This ricochets off, so it does, so when it shoots and comes back, so it does like multiple damage. And of course increases this pierce. Most of the low ammo weapons have a charging effect, which raises up his damage. And then you have amplified damage, and you have the basic attack boosting. Let me see. Let me go to mods. Of course, all sniper rifles have penetration, but this one actually increases your speed, which is actually its cousin weapon increases the speed as well. But all of them have pierce. And yeah, increasing pierce. And this has Human Slayer, which the other weapon has Human Slayer, which I'll show. Which increases damage, and then you have like boost hero attack. So we'll go here. Now we'll go to mods. Like, see, increases speed, you have penetration. Yeah, increases pierce. Same thing. And then the last one is Human Slayer. And when you get down to Jax Bear, these are like the 4 main sniper rifles that people use. And so it has ricochet, it has pierce. It has pierce damage modifiers. Which these are really good, and crit specialization, which is different from the more advanced weapon, which it doesn't need because the damage is so high. Sniper rifles are pretty much PvE. Sometimes people use this in PvP, but I don't. Canon is like the premium weapon for PvP though. Most, if all not, all cannons can be used in like PvP. The high grade stuff, like Dragon Breath Cannon is really good. Shadow Inferno Cannon is like the king of PvP. You'll see everybody use this weapon. And Golden Crusher, you'll see everybody use this weapon in PvP. The thing about Cannon is it does high level damage, and if it does damage, it has a burn effect or has a piercing effect. So there's basically 4 types of cannons that you need to really know about. There's the launchers, there's the laser cannon, there's the rocket launcher, and then there's the burn cannon. That's what I call it, the cannon that burns. Like, yeah, there's 4 basic types. So we'll just use the S weapons in order to explain things, because Golden Crusher and Crusher Rocket Launcher are very similar in their performance. One's just better, of course, being S gold as opposed to being regular S purple. But for this type of cannon, it's got good damage. It's moderate reload speed. Its damage multiplier is pretty meh. It's not as good as sniper rifles. But it has the perks actually separated from other weapons. So we'll go to the mods. your crit damage actually goes up. Your firing rate, which is going to be a common theme, actually goes up, and you have explosions, which actually does a little bit more damage, and you have a radius, and then you have like shadow impact, which is like a key component of this gun, which makes it stand out from the rest of them, which allows you just to stun people, which is really important in PvP, because stun is just so important in PvP. Alien Incineration is kind of whatever. Sparkling Fire is really good, really good. This is why I wanted that 6-star. I actually wanted that 7-star, but I can't afford it right now. But this cannon and this cannon are reflective of each other. And I'll explain later when I go into depth about these guns that Burst Inferno cannon is alright for PvP if you can't afford better. It really is. I see a lot of guys in Supernova and Ultimate Champion using this, so it's not a bad weapon. So if you can't afford the better weapon, it's okay. Same thing with Golden Crusher, which I'll go into, which is okay. It's okay if you use the lesser version, because these cannons have like high damage multipliers, and they have a lot of damage. Them themselves carry a lot of damage. Low ammo, and it drops to 4 in PvP. So just keep that in mind, that in PvP it'll be 4 instead of 8. But the damage that this thing does justifies its low ammo. So we'll go into the mods real quick, like Explosive Rocket, which gives it Pierce for whatever reason. Why would you? Yeah, it has Pierce. And Rampage Rocket actually launches 3 if no Golden Crusher's rocket have been launched for a certain duration. It actually throws out more, and you get more damage out of it. Critical Mastery, which is crit damage, is insane. And you have tracking with your 4th mod, which is good, because both of this and the regular rocket launcher has tracking on it. Plasma Shield is kind of clutch to some extent, because it actually gives you a lot of more survival rate, because it just produces a shield that protects you. So keep that in mind with Golden Crusher and the other rocket launcher, that they actually have a shield, which if you use it with defensive heroes like Bill Riser, you actually get more out of it. This is really good, but man, it just takes you a long time to get the fragments. That's what I hate about this game. Fragments are not free, but this mod is really good because it increases your max ammo, speed, and pierce, and damage overall, which is amazing. And Massive Explosion is really amazing because it gives you huge area damage. But let me go to the regular Crusher rocket launcher, and I'll show you the mods. Same thing. Almost the same thing. Yeah, Rampage is rocking, Critical Mastery, which is good. Upgraded magazine, which is really good. Increase your max ammo and shortens your reload time. And Plasma Shield, which is really good. It just doesn't have the tracking, which kind of sucks. But it has everything else. So this is not bad to use in PvP if you can't afford better. Lightning Laser Cannon is decent, but not as good as its 3 cousins. It's mainly for PvE, to be honest, and even less than that. Maybe just a second cannon to have on your ultimate run, because the stuff is good, like energy crit, you get crit rate up, deal more damage, which is good. The crit damage goes up. Now this is dumb. Even 12 hits in PvP mode is asking for a lot. This is decent. This is actually really good, but it's literally at 6 stars, which kind of sucks. Shadow Impact is 4. This is really good. Firepower Advancement is always good. So, its cousin is the EX Energy Cannon. And it has similar mods. They have, yeah, you got penetration, you got energy amplification, increases your damage, you have crit rate, you have critical mastery. You have the same thing, and you have defense, but it's just missing one mod. It's it kind of hurts it, but it's still good if you don't have a better weapon. And last, we'll go to the launchers. Launchers deal massive damage, and they have this overarching range that confuses the opponent. Let me talk about the mods real quick. Yeah, see, it tracks for 1 second in a small area, which is critical. It really is. And it actually increases your damage, and it has firepower advancement at rank 3 instead of like at 7, which is insane. And you get burned, which is really good. And Pierce, I don't think that's that important. This is actually really good because you get a second grenade at lower damage. That's really good. HP advancement is actually really good because it actually increases your survivability in PvP. So this is a really good weapon. It's just that you have to train with it. Its cousin is the assault grenade launcher, which basically does the same thing, just not as good. Sorry, guys. Like, yeah, it tracks for 1 second. You got crit. You got the shell. You got attack advancement at 4, which is really good. I actually can use that. You get burned and pierce. So it's actually okay. If you don't have, because this is an expensive game. And if you don't have, like, the right cannons, because cannon is a very important PvP gun, you can actually get away with using these 4. And Dragon Breath Cannon is just the king of cannons, but only at high stars. Because you get Dragon Flame, which gets burned, and which is good. It gets burned and you get amplified damage. You get crit rate. You get your max ammo, and your reload time shortens. And you get the missiles, which is really cool. I think the missiles are really awesome because you get extra damage. And you get slow, which isn't as good as stun, but in certain battles it's really good. And you get pierce mastery. I wish they had an attack advancement, but that's okay. It's still a great weapon. I only have 6 frags of this because this game is crap being so expensive. So that's for Canon. If you're looking for a PvP weapon, always look into cannons because all of them are really good. Some have a higher learning curve than others, like launcher and rocket launcher. Grenade launcher and rocket launcher have a higher curve of learning. Throwers are only for specific characters, so there's not much to know. There's 3 to 4 types of weapons when you really look at it. First things first, this is a close range weapon. If you're a long range character, you really shouldn't be using this. Like if you lose Lance or John Connor, or some of the Aurora, or some of those characters, this is a decent weapon to use. I just think they're just better options. The first type is the burn, like Titan Incinerator, which I debate getting. Because these weapons have like good damage modifiers, and the reload speed is decent. And it does have pierce, but you get damage over time. Most of them have like effects that do damage over time. So you really have to be on an opponent to maximize the effects of your throwers. So the flamethrowers, as I say, that burn effect, they increase the damage over time. You get stacks, of course, and you get max ammo. And that zombies, whatever. This is really good. That's really good. When your ammo gets low, your damage gets up. And attack advancement is always great. Attack advancement is always great. And this is just like little brother. It's like his little brother. Little brother. You get blazing flame, damage over time. You You get burn effects, and you get the increased damage, and you get the stacks. This is no good. Killing enemies, well, I guess in 3v3 and zombies, whatever. So that's for the flamethrowers itself. So we'll go to ice, ice throwers or cold throwers or whatever. They kind of slow you down. You get frost and slow effects. You get more damage. You get pierce on all of them. And you get movement speed increase. You get plasma shield, which is really good. Plasma shield is actually good. And this is really good. Freezing air is really good. Defense advancement, it's all right. I don't think it's that great. Then you have like Blizzard is like little brother. And the mods here are pretty much the same almost. You get plasma shield, you get ice thrower mastery, which increases your speed. You get pierce, but you get attack advancement, which is really good. Which saves this weapon, so if you wanted to use it, which I doubt you will, but it has some good stuff in there. Like I said, the damage on these weapons are moderate. Their mods actually increase their damage. It itself, as an individual weapon, has like moderate damage and reload speeds. The next weapon we'll talk about is one of the more prominent ones, like the lightning weapons. Actually are good in PvE content for wiping out mobs of enemies. Because you get your crit up. Sorry, Julio. And you get lightning advancement that increases your damage weapon ratio. And you get, this is like one of the core effects of the weapon, your chain attack, which actually can attack multiple enemies at one time. This is really good. And armor break is really good as well. And this gets attack advancement, which is always good. Wow, this is actually really good. Combined with chain line, that's really good. Defense advancement is kind of whatever. Attack advancement is one of the best advancement skills. And his little brother is this weapon, which I got maxed out. So, you get chain lightning, you get crit, you get lightning advancement, you get super lightning. Chain light will strike 12 enemies dealing damage. Yeah, you get that. You get armor break, which you only get one armor break, but you get attack advancement. So it's not that bad. You can use this in 3v3 and it works just fine. And I'll show that later on. This actually counts as like a shotgun. You get pierce. You get repel, but it doesn't work in PvP. Yeah, that's all right. Alright, that's not bad. Not bad. You got Battle Royal. That's kind of whatever. Critical Master is kind of whatever. Since this weapon qualifies as a shotgun, you can use it with Terminator for maximum effect. I have it promoted with Fully Awakened. I use this, which I will have to change. There's better ones for this weapon since it's a close range weapon. Let me go to his stats real quick. Like, the damage modifier is pretty good on this. The reload speed is kind of whatever. Your max ammo is 6. And PvP is 3. It kind of sucks, but like I said, you can use it with Terminator and it's really powerful. But that's just with Terminator. Then you have Venom Gun, which is kind of like burn, but it's different because it just uses poison. It doesn't have like another weapon that does the same thing, so it's pretty much on its own. But it has good It has good mods. It has poison gas, which deals damage over time, equal to 7.9% of attack, and zero point 0 in point damage every 5 seconds, which is really good. And as they get the typical speed buff. You get Pierce, increases the damage and increases your penetration. Crit damage, which is okay. Now this is important because it increases your range of your attack. And attack advancement is always great for a weapon, but it's depending on where it's at, it kind of hurts or it helps. But it's a really good gun, but it's just not as good as the other guns. And this is like the last one I'll cover in this one, Nether Flame. This is the one that I had, but I lost. I lost. We won't talk about it because everybody's talked about it enough. But when you look at the stats, that's good. That's really good. Its firing rate's good. Its reload time's average. Its max ammo's good. I mean, but the mods are incredible on this thing. Because you get slow. You actually get slow on this when you hit. You get burn and slow effects. That's incredible. And your nether flame damage, burn effect remains the same. And you get crit rate, which is okay. This is actually really good because you get stunned. Wow, that's really good. Oh, wow, that's super good. You get chain effect. Then you get an armor break. You get HP advancement, which is pretty good. Those have a place, just not as high as other weapons. Machine guns can be used in PvP or PvE content. There's only basically two types of guns. There's the Gatling and there's the spread, so this will be a lot quicker than most weapons. What I will say about the Tvc Gatling is you can use that in PvP. Golden Gatling is better, but as a budget option, you can use it in PvP. TVC Starship is actually really incredible. So we'll just go into the stats real quick. And we'll go to why I say that the damage multiplier is like low. The reload speed is really good. It has no pierce, but the firing rate is so high. So you're hitting a lot of people really fast and really hard. And that's kind of the thing to the Gatling weapons that you put. And the ammo too. Let me go down to ammo. 150. And the fire rate is 150. So you get what I'm saying. It's literally a Gatling gun. Yeah. And it has very good range. That's what makes it good for PvP. The range and the damage and the modifiers. Yeah. The crit rate goes up. And you amplify your damage. It has locked target, which the more you hit, the more damage you deal. This is actually good, which I'm trying to get, which makes you faster, increases your weapon range, which is really good. Pierce advancement, whatever. This reduces enemy defense. I had this at one time. I won't go into it because we already talked about it. And firepower advancement is really good. This is an overall really good weapon. But like I said, Tvc Gatling gets the job done. You get rapid fire. You get your crit specialization. You get amplified damage. You get locked target. And you get mobility increase, makes you faster. You get pierce improvement. But once you see your awakening, which actually increases your damage, which is really good. It looks silly to me, but it's a really good awakening. Then we'll go into spread guns. And then we'll move on to bow types, because bow types is going to be pretty fast, because it's a crap weapon. Alright. When you look at spread, the firing rate is a little lower. The ammo's high. And the reload speed is good. But it's just the range of the spread that makes it good. So we'll go into its stats. Fires multiple shots at once with a single scatter shot burst. Increases your weapon attack, which is important. Damage to the distant targets by 50%. It boosts crit rate, which is alright. You increase your pierce and your pierce damage by 10. Alright. Yeah, this is where you get bouncy, where it bounces off and hits opponents, which is good in PvP. It actually is solid in PvP, believe it or not. Especially when you have bad aim. I might try it myself. That's why I debate on getting the spread gun. But I don't know. Which this is really good because you get burn debuff. That's really good. And armor break is really good. Crit rate, whatever. If it was attack advancement, that'd be better. It's alright. It's alright. And we'll talk about the Tvc Gatling, like the king. This is like the king. Yeah, this is really good. You amplify your damage, you get locked target, which is good. You get your weapon range and you get portability. All in one perk, which is awesome. You get your Pierce Mastery. And you final bullet. This is busted. You increase your damage when your ammo is low. And guess what you get here? Firepower advancement. So this thing is like a beast. If only I had money, I would have one. So we'll go into the last weapons. Bows. I really can't justify the use of bows yet until they come out with some busted bows later on. I can't really justify the use of bows. I'll go into why. I can't really justify it. Damage modifier is alright. Reload speed is really good. Max ammo is really good. Firing rate is okay. Overall attack is okay. I mean, but this is one type of bow. And compared to the other weapons, I don't think it defines itself that well. I just think they just kind of like messed around. Crossbow, powerful attack, which is dumb. I don't understand this. Various arrowheads grant different effects. I don't get that. But I understand this. This is really good. You get attack up. Crit rate. Yeah, it's okay. This is kind of alright, but I used it already, and it's not as good as they say, because you're supposed to have, like, when you shoot enough people, well, you shoot a target long enough, you're going to actually get free shots, which is okay. This is really good. This is really good. Battle ready. This is actually really good. This is so-so. This is so-so. I think Vengeance Crossbow is pretty much one of the best weapons out of the bows, which is not saying much since most of them suck. Let's go to Dragon Hunter. Dragon Hunter is kind of like a sniper rifle. Because look at the damage modifier on that thing. That's stupid. Wow, that's high. Your reload speed is low as crap. Your firing rate is low as crap. But your max ammo is higher than a regular sniper rifle. So this weapon has potential. I'll say that. But this is an SS weapon. That's why. You know, you get your charge while aiming the arrow, which is basically like a sniper rifle. Yeah, this is basically sniper rifle too. Crit rate. That's a good one. This isn't that good. That's not good because you rarely kill people in PvP, and after that, you're really pretty much running to the next guy. I don't see that one. Dexter's bow sucks. HP advancement is good. That's really good. So this weapon is kind of like an offshoot. Then we get to the crab. Like this is crab. We'll go into the mod. Damage multiplier is decent. Max ammo is alright. Reload speed sucks. Firing rate's not that great. It's just awkward. It's actually slower than it looks. Cause I had to use this in Ultimate Tournament. It sucks. You inflict damage on enemy upon hit. I don't understand this various arrowheads grant different effects. I don't understand that. Weapon attack is good. So-so. Crit rate specialization is good. This is actually good because it increases damage. Yeah, this is dumb. I just don't see. Celestial Archer is dumb. Because you kill a guy and whatever. You really don't kill that many people with arrows in the first place. So that's whatever, man. It's just whatever. Bows suck. And Storm Crossbow is like the little brother of Vintage Crossbow. The mods are Crossbow Attack, Standard, Crossbow Mastery. Yeah, that's standard. Yeah, you get that empty stream of attack. This is actually really good. And you get HP advancement. The bows just suck. Until they bring out those like busted bows that they have on the Chin server. Bows just suck. This is like the worst weapon. This is the worst weapon of all the weapons. This is the crap one. But I will test them out and I will show you how they perform in PvP. So get ready for that. This is just an overarching video to show you the difference between the weapons. And I hope you like it. Hit the like, share, subscribe button, and I'll get back to you. Have a great one, and bye.